If you were anything like me, you're probably just an ordinary skinny guy who wanted to pack on some muscle and just get as big as you possibly could. But regardless of anything that you've actually tried, for some reason, you just couldn't stick to it long enough. What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest challenges that's faced long-time and new gym goers. And that's the age-old problem of consistency. Whether you're just starting out or whether you've been training for quite a while, some of you may have experienced a gradual decline in motivation to train, or even just lack the discipline to commit to a solid training regimen. And there could have been many contributing factors to this, such as poor sleep, not knowing exactly what you're doing in the gym. You could be too busy, or it's very inconvenient, or it could just be that you find it so difficult to push yourself even when you know you should be going when you don't want to. The reality is that there are so many things that could hinder one's ability to create those good habits that will ultimately lead to a productive lifestyle. But here's the truth, going to the gym, it's fucking hard. It's not easy to push yourself into self-induced torture on a daily basis. If it's leg day, it's even harder. But regardless of all of that, if you're somebody that wants to stay consistent and break the cycle of stopping and starting, then today I want to give you my 5 ways on how to stay consistent when going to the gym. Let's get it. So the first thing I want to emphasize on is to just stop being so strict with yourself. For a lot of us who first get started, we tend to set very high expectations and very high standards in the gym. It can either be on the dieting or the training side of things, or even both. From my experience, setting too high of a standard can come from many things, such as getting too overconfident and thinking that I can actually do more than what I can physically handle, or thinking that I had to get everything right the first time in terms of training and dieting. But regardless of whatever that may have been, and trying to micromanage everything to the point where you've literally left no room for error, you ultimately leave yourself no room to grow. Your body needs time to adapt to this new form of physical activity and eating. And part of the body's process that enables it to do that is by simply going through the natural motions of what it takes to build a great physique. And part of those motions is having those setbacks. Rather than reevaluating how you've gone thus far, you'll just end up making the excuse that this doesn't work for me. So keep in mind that you can still see significant results even if you followed 80 to 90% of your training program, as that'll keep an appropriate balance on training effectively, but still leaving room for error and being able to enjoy the things that you've restricted yourself from. Now, the second topic I want to discuss is distractions. Now, I'm talking about a range of distractions, whether you're being unproductive in your leisure time, such as video games, scrolling through your phone mindlessly, or any conflict that you're letting take up space in your mind. Now, of course, if you're going through something really bad, that's an exception, and you should get your priorities straight. But for the most part, things that we let take up an unnecessary amount of our time ultimately causes us to lose focus. Because remember, we're not just trying to create a better physique, we're trying to create a better lifestyle, and putting down those distractions and trying to avoid that inner conflict will allow you to be laser focused when it comes to making better lifestyle choices. And this actually leads me into my third topic, which is improving your current daily habits. Listen, going to the gym requires an insane amount of discipline and self-accountability. It's something that requires the best of your efforts. And there's a very key distinction that separates those who get results and those who don't. And it's not how they train, and it's not how they diet. If you look at some of the most leanest and biggest guys in the gym, and you wonder what their training routine is like, how many sets they can do on a given exercise, or just how they go about dieting on a daily basis, chances are there's really not much they're doing anything differently to you, especially if you're putting out the maximum effort that you possibly can when training. But one of the biggest differences could be the quality in the other aspects of their lives. The big guy you're staring at in the gym constantly probably just doesn't train hard and eat right. He's organized. He shows up on time to the places where he's needed, has good character and conduct, and he sure as hell isn't lazy. So to put it into perspective, the only thing he has that you don't is his shit together. I shouldn't swear in my videos, just stuff it a lot. Everything else you do in life will affect one aspect over the other. And the reason why it's so important to take things into consideration is because once you've created a solid and consistent routine, it allows you to stay focused in maintaining an overall healthy and productive lifestyle. You can't be an absolute unit in the gym, but then half-ass everything else in your life. Training and exercise should encourage discipline and better lifestyle choices. Now, I've saved one of the best for last for this video because this is the one that actually helped me really get consistent. And that's the idea of habit stacking. And this idea comes from an amazing book I've read called Atomic Habits. Habit stacking involves creating a new habit over an existing one. This is great for somebody who's still studying and perhaps wants to go gym after school, or even if you work a regular 9 to 5 and want to be more consistent in going after work. You already have a consistent habit that you do on a regular basis. It really gives you no excuse. You're already up, you've already been doing something for 6 to 8 consecutive hours, so why not just create the habit of going to the gym after something you've already prioritized doing? And this doesn't have to be with just going after work or after school. Regardless of what it may be, find something that you do on a consistent basis already and make the effort to go after that. One way that this could actually help is by literally packing your gym bag before you go to work. This is something personally that I do. My gym bag is already in the car after I finish work and I'm straight there. Or take your gym outfit to school. Whatever it may be, prep the night before so that it's convenient and easier for you to be able to make that choice in going to the gym the next day. Try to limit the amount of excuses and reasons you give to yourself for not being able to go. Same if you want to be consistent with dieting. You get into meal prep habits. Your habits will ultimately make you who you are. Like I mentioned earlier, that changing some of your other lifestyle routines and habits around will definitely help you make more informed decisions and will set the pace for a productive daily routine. And finally, the fifth topic I want to cover for you guys, and this one might seem like a no-brainer, but if thus far everything I mentioned hasn't worked for you, if this doesn't, I don't know what will. That's investing in a PT or an online coach. Now, before you click off the video and you say, I can't afford it, let me explain. You're more prone to injury in these early stages, and you wouldn't want to be off to a bad start if you just did something wrong in the gym. If you're somebody who's a complete beginner to the gym and you literally don't know what you're doing at all, then obviously your best bet will be to do face-to-face training. But if you're just the average guy that's looking for a bit of accountability and somebody that can actually guide you and mentor you throughout everything you're doing, then maybe you might not need face-to-face lessons, but having an online coach will just do wonders for you. They're a lot more cheaper, your diet and meal plans are catered for, but you also get a training plan that's catered to you specifically, and that allows you to have the flexibility between exercises that you like and exercises that you'll need. Not to mention the weekly check-ins that your coach will do with you. So if you're slacking, you've got somebody there to hold you accountable. The point here is to build a solid relationship with somebody who's already achieved the goals that you want to achieve. Because it's almost like being friends with your future self. And let's face it, if you truly want specific goals, and if you truly want to maximize your potential and growth in any aspect that you want, it is physically impossible to do that without investing in yourself. Even if you didn't get a coach, you'll have to fork out the time, the energy, the money to be able to do so. And you can't get everything perfect, but set yourself up for the best approach that you believe is right for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you like this video. I'll see you guys next time.